Charismatic with an offset panic. Pop a pill, just a little Xanax. Drink some water and kill the static. Living in your attic, living like an addict. Say your country from my edict. You ain't interested in my prefix. Bury me with a suffix so I can suffocate with it. Split it, I break bread, I been dead. You can't kill me. I'm a zombie, parasite, crash site, alien, predator. I'm mad at her, she mad at me. Apparently, we gon' live happily ever after. Couldn't feed such a film. Smoke leaves, call it him. Brody with the limb.
Yo, persistent perspective. It's your boy Keith Kid Young, aka Kethur, coming up in that motherfucker. So today I'm just gonna speak on some shit about my life. This is not an official thread video. This is probably like an extra. I mean, it's a deep extra though, cause it's not on the list of episodes. I guess you could say it's a special. So I'm special. Too much of the background showing. Don't want nobody to see my dirty ass room. So so it's about to get deep. The whole thing about persistent perspective is delving into my way of thinking and just how I process information. So let's start with my childhood. So as you can see or have seen, I'm a very big guy, tall. I'm pretty much like a mini giant per se. About 6'5", 6'6", 270 pounds. Just just big guy, right? Okay. So both my parents are very tall. My mother is 6 feet. My dad is 6'4". So I pretty much came out growing up like a mutant. I grew up very fast. Got tall very fast. Everything. I just very advanced for my age. So we're gonna start this story when I was living up north. I'm a South Sider. I lived on the South Side, the hundreds, the North Side, the Southwest, the East. I've been all over Chicago except for the West Side. I haven't lived on the West Side, but I've lived the West Side. If that makes sense. I got family on the West Side. I've always been over there. I feel comfortable over there. Don't feel like I'm being dangerous. I'm more danger out here, even though I live out here, but whatever. But so the story begins up north. This is second and third grade, probably 2002, 3, 4. One of those numbers. Whatever. It's probably 2003, 2002. So, this is back when I was like fresh out of Wentworth. I used to go to Wentworth over there on 69th and Morgan. I'm fresh out of Wentworth, going up to this North Side school. I had some troubles in life in Wentworth. Bitch ass first grade teacher, and I had a lot of emotional problems as a kid, but same time, very intelligent, very wise for my age. Always been, but never really was able to be a kid because, single mother, you got to grow up fast. I was a latchkey kid and whatnot, whatever. Let's start the story. So this is me, second grade Brenneman. Let me break down all the bullshit that happened in that school. This is Brenneman. I forgot what the location is, but I used to live at 4550 North Clarendon up north, next to Wilson, whatever. Let's break down this bullshit. So, second grade, it was chill. I was a new kid, it was whatever. Got into a fight. It's this kid. He had anger issues. One thing he really got pissed off about was when people forgot his name or didn't say his name correctly, and it sounded like macaroni. His name sounded like macaroni. I'm a black kid. If you don't show me how to pronounce your name, or even if you do, I might fuck around with you for a minute. So I probably said macaroni a few too many times, and he got angry and he punched me. So I'm raised on the South Side. I ain't going. So I punched him back, started beating his ass. I got in trouble because they say I started the fight. And I explained to them, I said his name wrong. I called him macaroni. He got angry and attacked me. No. I started the fight, though. I started the fucking fight, even though he attacked me, and I responded in self-defense. That's my first trip up because along the line it's going to make some sense. So after that, I'm in the office talking to a counselor. And to be honest with you, I should not have talked to her. I felt too comfortable about talking to her, and that's the problem. And I don't know what exactly I said to this day, but the things I said, it made hell for me up there. Made hell for my mama up there. So they end up calling my mama in, And she's upset with me, like, Kethur, why are you fighting? You're supposed to act right in school, supposed to do what you're supposed to do. I have to take care of business. I can't keep leaving work to come, here. And understandably, a single mother can't exactly deal with the problems that their child is going through, because this is the breadwinner of the family. If my mother leaves work, she risks having pay cuts, she risks getting fired, and to be honest with you, I didn't understand that back then. I understand it now. But she risked all these things happening, and all she needed from me was to make sure I was doing what I was supposed to do. Now, me being young, I didn't have a voice. I don't know where my voice was when I was younger, but I didn't have a voice. I couldn't speak to my parents, especially not my father. My father, that's all. I'll get into that whenever I get into that. But I couldn't speak to my parents, so oftentimes I had trouble explaining what was going on. It went over my head. Like, it'd be like trying to explain to my mama, like, why I can't keep coming down here, this. But it wasn't my fault. He hit me, and I hit him back, and they said I started to fight. It wasn't like that. It was like, as soon as my mama started talking to me, I immediately get, like, I freeze up and don't say shit. Like, it happens to this very day. If my mama is upset with me about something, I don't even say shit to her. I just let her talk to me. When the conversation over, I leave. Like, I can't even talk to my mama. Can't talk to her about anything when I'm sad or anything. But there's a story behind that too. So, this, that, and the third, that blows over. Now we move on to me actually being in class, interacting with the teacher and the assignments. So when I was younger, my mama, she homeschooled me and my two cousins. You know them as, if you go down my channel, Snappy Bella, aka Destiny, and DJ Dre Beck, aka Sir Monte. So we were pretty intelligent, great calligraphy, handwriting immaculate. My shit now is like chicken scratch. But as you can understand, I was very gifted as a kid, and in that school, they had a problem with holding people back. Like, I used to be good at math. Let me explain to you how good I was at math. When you think about an assembly line with humans, you typically have a set of people that do each individual assignment, and at the end you get the finished product. So you pretty much have each person breaking down the item and putting it together, and you pretty much have a process of how it works, right? When you get to these modern day assembly lines, something goes in, finished product comes out. Now, of course, you can understand how that worked and how the machine is programmed to put it together, but you don't get to see that. It goes from point A to point B, and you have the finished product. That's how I pretty much transcribed math. That's how, when math went into my head, the only thing that came out was the correct answer. And I know this to be because when I was in class, I asked my teacher when she was commenting on how I got my answer and how I finished my work without showing my work. She told me, yes, the answer was right, but I need to know how you got the answer. My thing with that was, you're holding me back because you don't know how I got the answer, but you know it's right. I don't know how I got the answer. I can't explain to you how I got the answer, and no matter how much you work with me, no matter how much you try to teach me how to explain how I got the answer, that's not going to stick. The only thing I do know is you put a math problem into my head, the answer comes out. That's how I work. If you try to break that process, you break me. So what happened? Yeah, I finished my work. It got to the point where she just said, fuck it, she's not going to comment anymore. I finished my work, but of course, I wasn't getting good grades because I wasn't explaining my work. Fuck it, I didn't care. I got the right answer. I could argue up and down. I got the right answer. And if you argue with a kid stating, oh, well, you got the right answer, but you didn't show your work. I got the right answer. Okay, my argument is, if you fail me, I have the right answer. I just didn't show you how I got it. You want to know how I got the answer, but you know that it's right. Whatever. So I finish up my work. I'm sitting in class staring off, daydreaming, just thinking, doing what kids do. For whatever reason, parent-teacher conference come, or I think it's a day where they just call my mom and brought her in about me. They say, my teacher, oh, she's a lovely woman. Very ugly, yellow teeth, glasses. She looks like she's balding up there, long black hair, very white, palish. She looked like a monster of some sorts. Like the teacher of the Black Lagoon or whatever, but and with horrid coffee breath. I mean, it tastes like it smelled like she drank coffee all throughout the day, and she never brushed her teeth. So this woman told my mother, well, you know, my daughter was diagnosed with ADD, and your son seems to show similar symptoms to having it. And I'm like, modern day me is like, ha, you're funny, Mom. That's funny. Younger me got slapped with medicine. Now, granted, I didn't know about what happened with that until I got older. My mom came to me and told me they forced it on her. First of all, what the fuck? Second of all, they threatened to call DCFS on her. Because, I'm not gonna lie to you, when I was younger, the only thing that mattered to me was playing video games and enjoying life. Now, if I did something wrong, my mama would talk to me. Now, if I did something like incredibly on that level of, you know, you piss a black parent off, you get that whooping. Yeah. So, I ain't like whoopings too much. And, you know, my mama, she can't really take off from work. It make her, you know, frustrated and whatnot. So, if I did something bad, obviously I might get a whooping, right? Might. Because sometimes she just talks to me. Because she good at breaking things. That's why I'm so understanding and so able to just, like, accept information. Because she will always talk to me. But on the occasion that I did something that just, like, blew her, I get a whooping. Now, these people telling me to take a form to my mama, telling her that I think it was a suspension. It was either a suspension or a detention. It was something that she had to sign. I don't know what the fuck it was. Something she had to sign. And boy, I threw that bitch in the garbage. I threw that shit in the garbage. I'm like, I'm not taking this home. My mama not finna whoop me for getting in trouble here. Man, fuck that. Threw that in the garbage. Shouldn't have did that. Because they asked me why they throw it in the garbage, and why did I not take it to my mama? Because she didn't know. They called her and asked her, and she told them that she didn't get a paper from me, and they asked me what I did with it, and I told them I threw it in the garbage, and I was just too open to talk to them and not to my mama. It was so weird. They just like took things out of me. But with that whole little situation, you know, I got in trouble, and you know, they literally threatened to call DCFS on her. Like, she was not a bad parent. My mother was the best parent ever. Like, to this day, she's still the best parent ever. Better than my fucking dad. I ain't gonna get into that right now. But they pretty much had her hands tied. The thing she was doing, single mother, she worked pretty much until fucking, I was already out of school and at home by the time she got home. But she was also going to watch my cousins. Watching my cousins, you know, just a little extra, you know, a little extra coming in. So she wouldn't come home per se until like later that night. Like later. And it was my job to do good in school, come home, do my homework, get myself something to eat, clean up after myself, clean myself, and be in bed and watch, go to sleep and do it all again the next day. And she'll be home by the time, my mom was a tired woman. She'd be home by the time, you know, I woke up or in the morning, so she can help me get ready in the morning or have things prepared for me. Whatever. So DCS get involved. One, it would look bad on her because she has me and she's taking care of them. If they come and take any look into the lifestyle, why is he home alone? So you know that got to her like, you know, son, you fucking up. What's going on? And it's like, I don't know. That did not help me whatsoever. But aside, this is what really fucked me up. We went to a doctor, and this nigga just automatically just wrote me up for the medicine. Oh yeah, he got ADHD. Like what? What? Like it was. It felt like a scheme. It felt like some type of sabotage or scheme because I wasn't the only black boy. I say I wasn't the only black boy because this is what I mean. So now I'm on this medicine. This is where the perspective goes from my point of view to my mom's point of view because my memory is fucked. Like all that stuff that was going on, that I'm about to tell you, is gone from my memory. Don't even know what happened. Don't even know if I was there. Don't know if I was there. Stupid shit. But okay. So she told me that the changes came instantly and they were drastic. No, a loss of appetite, docile behavior, like can't really interact with me too well, and it's just a total 180 flip of my personality. And the school, this is where it's real messed up. The school complained. That counselor I was talking to complained. My teacher complained. You put somebody on something that they do not need, and what happens? You break them. Pretty much, I've been broken a lot in my life. Not just in school, but also at home. Because, you know, I'm my mama's only child. So she had to learn. She's taking care of other people's kids. But, you know, I'm her kid. You know, a mix between her and my dad. So and then not only that, I'm a mix between them when they are back at their prime, you know, their youngestness. You know, I don't know, their youngness or whatever. I don't know what to say. Like when they were younger, crazier, you know, not as refined as they are now. So that was me. So, and not to mention my mama went through a lot of stuff, and it's just my upbringing is such a weird mix of tragedy and comedy. And this even stems from the type of humor I have. I have a very morbid humor. My whole family does. We laugh at sad shit because it's the only way we can keep from crying. Like we those people that, you know, when something bad happens in the family, we talk about it, then we look at each other and we just all bust out laughing. We can't really handle, like, we can't handle serious shit. Like we just can't. We really can't. I can't. I know I can't. That's why I don't. If people show me something funny on like Facebook or something, and I don't budge. Now if I see somebody fall down some stairs and hurt themselves, I'm gonna bust out laugh. I'm gonna ask if you're okay, but that shit, like it's like, damn, you know, that's fucked up. Oh fuck, shit, I just laughed at that. But it's like my humor is very morbid because I don't have the type of luxuries to laugh at, you know, simple things. The stuff I had to laugh at was the stuff I had to keep from crying about. The stuff I had to keep from feeling sad and depressed about, you know? So, whatever. So, I keep going off on tangents. But, so I'm on the medicine now, and I'm just like jacked. Like what? Like, I'm not, you can't even do anything with me. I'm just broken. So, after all that bullshit, we moved because, guess what happened? My ass got jumped. Let me break that down. You know, I remember this clear. I can remember this clear as day because this is probably the last event before we moved. I'm walking down the street. Man, I'm on goddamn business. Got out of school, finna go home. I'm hearing people behind me, so I move out the way. It's a boy and a girl. African boy and a girl. I'm being very specific about this because I have no way of, like, you know, this dude is straight up African. Like, he wearing the sandals, you know, shorts and a white t-shirt, got the bold ass African face with the bald ass head. You know, I'm rocking some hair, you know. I'm rocking some hair, a little bit of hair. Nah, I ain't rocking no hair. But I didn't look like him. My point is, I didn't look like him. There was nothing about me that could tell you I was him. So they're running. The boy is making a straight line for a mailbox. Like, this nigga finna run right into the mailbox. Boy, these Africans, I mean, man, Africans are just raw as hell. This nigga curved the mailbox like the last minute. The girl smacked dead into the damn mailbox. I laughed. I told you this. I have a sick sense of humor. I laughed my ass off, and she was sitting on the ground crying. He turned around, laughed a little bit, smirked, and zoomed his ass down the street. Now I don't remember, because this is a pivotal moment. I don't remember if it was the same day or a different day, but as I got down the street, I entered this I don't know what it's called, but it's like at hotels where they have where you can pull the car in and then pull exactly right out. It's shaped like a half crescent moon, like a circle entry, and they had that. And I got to the middle of that motherfucker, right, the middle, like I'm in the middle of it, and I see like a group of people. They're about, I want to say 8th grade to high schoolers. They look like 8th graders, like high schoolers, from like 8th grade to senior year type shit. Like, there's no way to estimate their age, but they were grown. Like, they look like, you know, the type that smoke and have sex, like grown. Like, you know what I'm talking about. So It had to be like a few of them coming that way. I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. I'm not finna deal with it. I can feel hostility from them. So I turned around. There was some coming behind me. So that's when I knew I was fucked. Like, I didn't know what was going on. I was straight up confused. It was boys and girls. Boys and girls. Grown as fuck. About my size that I am now. Because when I was younger, I wasn't that tall. And I was about 8 or 9 when this happened. So, these grown-ass motherfuckers start beating the shit out of me. Stumping, kicking, punching, just beating the shit out of me. And one of them yelled out, "This is for my cousin. Should be messing with my cousin." And, yeah, they were black. So I'm like, cousin. While I'm getting my ass beat, I'm thinking to myself, this is because of that little African boy messing with that girl. They must think that was me. They must think I did that. I'm getting my ass beat, and they disperse. So I get up, I'm limping, my clothes are ripped, and I'm holding my arm because my arm is in pain. I'm bruised up. This is like when I was transitioning back from being super dark to being light skinned. So I was bruised up. Cause yeah, I'm light skinned to a certain degree. Like I'm I'm light skinned to a certain degree. I got dark colors in the sun a lot. But I was bruised up, jacked up, and I'm limping. I didn't cry. No, I couldn't cry. Like I told you, I was on that medicine. I didn't cry, but I was hurt. Just like, why'd that happen? So I went home and told my mom about it. I was so casual about it. I got my ass beat, and I'm just so casual about it. That damn medicine worked wonders. I mean, you pretty much just be like a soldier or something. But she, like, oh my God, when I say she was so upset, and she was asking me if I wanted to come. She asked me if I wanted to leave the house, go back outside, and come to my auntie house, which is like on. I think she was living either. Was she still with my? No, she was living like on like Sangamon, like 70th and Sangamon. So I'm like, no, I'm gonna stay in the house. I just got my ass beat. I'm gonna stay in the house. No, so it was fine. It was all right. And this is where every time I get jumped or beat up to a significant degree, we move. So this is when she already had the plan to move. And boom, bam, boo, up the bam, we moved to the south side. I like saying woo, up the bam. It's weird. I like it. So we moved to the south side, right? That's the only time I ever got beat up north. I got jumped because of a misunderstanding. We moved to the south side. I want to say southwest side. It was in like the black Mexican neighborhoods where it was like a diversity of just blacks and Mexicans. I liked it over there. It was beautiful. I love people over there. Only thing I didn't like was my neighbor. Every day at 6 fucking a.m. his alarm would go off and he'll get up and start mowing the lawn. I shit you not. My window was right next to his. And I know my mama got the worst of it because she was right next to him. But she was already getting up and she was getting ready for work. So it didn't bother her. But my ass don't got to go to school till like 8. So we get out there. I'm not gonna sweat the details. But I started school. I ain't gonna talk about summer camp because I ain't talking about summer camp when I was up north. I ain't talking about summer camp right now. I'm talking about the pivotal situations that caused me to be the way I am now, and it's fucked up my mind. I didn't want to be there. I did not want to be there, and I was still on the medicine, so I didn't want to move because that was just one occurrence. I got beat up from a misunderstanding, and I spoke to the girl and told her about it, and she, "Oh, I'm sorry, that wasn't good enough for me," but still. That was a misunderstanding. I didn't like it out there. I didn't like it out there. I didn't want to be there in the beginning. It was for good reason. Got to school. This big ass wolf spider is in the back of the classroom right behind me. Like my teacher got a bunch of weird ass exotic ass plants, and she had a fucking wolf spider sitting on the table crawling to it was on the floor crawling towards me, right? So I stood straight the fuck up, and everybody looked at me. She's like, "What's wrong?" I'm like, this is a spider. You're afraid of a spider? First of all, you're a teacher. You do not, under any circumstances, put a student in a position where they're going to feel as though the entire class is going to look at them, laugh, and pretty much embarrass them. If I see a spider, I only know it's a wolf spider because I looked it up. If I see a spider, regardless of what it is, I'm going to get fucking messed up because I watched a lot of Animal Planet as a kid and top 10 deadliest creatures. You see that shit and it's like, oh, I hope I never see that thing in my life. What the fuck was on the ground? Fucking wolf spider. If y'all want to know what it is, Google the shit. Fucking wolf spider. One bite from that motherfucker. So, from that day forward, I got labeled as the weird kid. Everything I did from that day forward, they just looked at. Thought it was weird. Sat me by myself. Treated me bogus. I had an F, but I still passed. I don't know how it happened. But from fourth grade on up to 7th, I was getting jumped and beat on a regular. And it was always people, every time, somebody that's older than me. Somebody that's older, I don't even know the motherfuckers. It used to always be a pair of people. It's a duo, you know. You could on equal terms, I could have pulled, you know, some of that, you know, old style me and fought a person one-on-one. But, you know, PTSD. I got beat up by a group of people. I'm getting beat up by groups of people. So I'm getting my ass whooped, and you know they decide to stop because they had their feel of beating my ass. And I go home, and I call my mom, tell her I just got my ass beat, and you know it's happening consistently. I'm calling her every time I get my ass beat, and she would say the same thing, Kethur, because she had to whisper. She was at phone. She was at work on the phone. She'll whisper and be like, Kethur, I'm sorry. There's nothing I'm at work. There's nothing I can do about it. And she'd be like, Kethur, you gotta stand up and fight for yourself. Well, she didn't understand because I never spoke to her. I never got a chance to tell her. I was conditioned. Every time I fought at school, back up north, I would get in trouble. When I get in trouble, you know, she could call and she'd get upset. So, you know, that coupled with the fact that I'm still traumatized from getting jumped and beat the fuck up by grown people, I mentally I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. Even now, I'm a pacifist because I have all this unbridled rage in me. I have all this rage. I just want to, you know, but I can't. I can't. I just can't. I don't know. Like even now, if the most I have ever, I've broken out of it once, but I just can't. I can't bring myself to be aggressive anymore. It's just call me a trained dog if you want to. I just can't. I can't express myself. I can't even express my fucking self. That's so messed up. I can't. This is the most I can do because it's a casual video. But I can't express myself the way I want to. Half the time when I try to express, it's like I don't know. It's really hard. So she's telling me this all the time, and I'm getting beat up by pairs of people. It was this one crazy ass 23-year-old motherfucker. He was beating up on a few of the kids on the block, and I just happened to get sucked into the bullshit on my way home from school one day. This is another reason why I hate school. I always got my ass beat on the way from or to school. So why would I want to go? But I still went. But then, you know, it get to the point where it's like, you know, ain't no school. So you probably think, you know, go outside and play. Hell no. She always wondered why I would never go outside and do anything. I pretty much sat in the house all day and got fat. I got really fat. And, you know, she got mad because I got fat. Got mad because I wouldn't go outside and do anything. Wouldn't do anything. Went to summer camp. Didn't do anything. They literally called her and told her I wasn't doing anything. I wasn't participating in any activity. And she got mad at me that she was wasting money on summer camp. I'm like, I don't want to be here. I'm not going to do anything. Like, I'd rather be at home. Like, let me stay home. You know, I felt comfort being home. I still feel comfort being home. Look where I'm at right now. But it got to the point where I went through so many traumatic experiences that I just became, like, I don't know, conditioned. I became conditioned to the way the way I was being molded. So I couldn't really adjust the situations properly. Let's move along. High school, because all that shit that happened back then, like I told you, my mindset is still fucked up. I got off the medicine at some point down the line, and from that point on to up to here, I have better memory of everything. But I I'm in high school and shit. This is my freshman year. I'm fat. I have all types of insecurities, anxiety. I can't be around a lot of people because I told you PTSD, anxiety. I'm shy as fuck. I don't speak. I'm quiet. I got good grades. So I got labeled as a nerd. I'm not a nerd. I hate school. Grew up in the hood, so I'm not like hood level down here. I'm like mid hood level. I'm like educated hood person, like Jay-Z. I'm like Jay-Z. Grew up in the hood. Didn't do any dope dealing. Didn't do game banging. Didn't do anything. But I have an aspect of and an understanding of the hood. But man, boy, I got roasted for the clothes I wore. I got roasted for being fat. Literally, my first day of school, I had my book bag and a t-shirt on. I left school. I'm like, okay, today was okay. Damn, boy, your titties bigger than mine. Bitch. What'd you say? I walked off. That was my first time actually saying something. Like I don't know. I could be verbal, like, in that manner. But, like, come on. Now don't draw attention to me. I'm trying to get home. And, oh, my God. Taking the 3 was not safe, ever. I was in Dunbar. Everybody know about Dunbar. But, okay. Fast forward a little bit. We had half the year. I finally made friends. I had like a clique. Most people knew me, but I was still a little bit quiet. I was doing good. So one day I'm getting off the bus. Me and my friends, we hanging outside pretty till late. I get off the bus. This is on 60th in the King Drive. And I'm walking up the street. And one of my classmates, I seen him. He was running through a field. And he go, hey, 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 hey. So being that, like I said, PTSD, traumatic situations, I didn't even think about it. I took my headphones out, took I had an MP3 player, I didn't have anything special. Put that in my pocket and pretty much secured myself. And I walked. I got to about Calumet and crossed the street at Calumet. And I heard something behind me. Like, it was like a rush. Like somebody just like sped up behind me. Hey man, run them pockets. I turn around. Huh? What's in them pockets? Oh, I collect rocks and stuff. No, we ain't trying to hear that. So, obviously, the first thing I tried to do was play stupid, like I was retarded or something. My classmate, he must have seen or known that I had a phone or something. This is my first touchscreen phone. It was like yay big. It was an HTC Desire. Wasn't even shit. It wasn't even the best phone in the world. But I could have died over my phone, basically. So this is how fucked up it is. I'm walking and I'm trying to convince these people, slow, stupid. I didn't want a confrontation. I'm not good. It's 2 of them. Start off as 2 of them. Nah, I ain't trying to hear that. So I'm like, So I'm walking, I'm keeping it at a fast pace. Like I'm ahead of them. I'm keeping it fast pace. I'm like, I ain't got that far to go. I literally lived, okay, I'm on Calumet Prairie. I live on Prairie. I was almost home. So all of a sudden, one dude ran up and hit me. And before I knew it, I was surrounded. It was a whole group of them. It was him and about 7 other niggas. I want to say 7. The 2 that was following me, the one that kept hitting me, one had a gun. It was him. And then like 3 other niggas I cannot identify because like I wasn't paying attention to them. So dude had a gun. He flashed the gun at me like I was going to be scared about the gun. For whatever reason, I don't know how long this was. I don't know when this started or how long it's been, but I am not afraid to die. I have no fear of death. I don't like getting beat up or hurt, but I don't have a fear of death. Like you can flash a gun on me or pull a gun to my face, and it's not gonna scare me. If I die, I die. I don't know where I get that mindset from, but I have that mindset. If I die, I die. So I'm watching this dude because I don't have a fear of dying, but I'm not trying to die. Like if I would have died right there, my mama would have been destroyed. And even then, I'm not thinking about myself. I'm thinking about her because she needs me. All her life, all my life, she's needed me to keep going. So if I die right now, what the fuck's gonna happen? I'm an only child. She can't have no other children. What the fuck's gonna happen to her? I can't even bear that. So I'm watching this nigga, and the same nigga that's running up and hitting me, he's running up at him. They had a good strategy, like they was like gamers or something. They had a good strategy, distraction. Big. I'm a big dude. I'm like a colossus. I'm a pretty big dude. If I would have had if I would have had a different, past, proceeding on to there, I could have took them out, no problem. I would have took the dude at the gun, took the gun out of his pocket, seen if it was loaded, hit him with it. I would have had this, combat experience. But because I've, held back, I've held back in school and held back in life, period. So because I'm held back and I have all these fucking traumatic situations, the first thing I do is think, I don't want to get my ass beat again. I don't want to go through this, and I don't want to die. My mama needs me. So they get me in a corner and try to run my pockets. The dude that tried to run my pockets, I pushed him, then he punched me. I'm like, I got beat up a lot, so I'm eating these hits. And I get up, swing my butt back around, and I try to get a moment to think, like, what's my strategy? And the dude, like, he was like that one random enemy in the video game that just they respawns and just keeps coming at you. He kept hitting me. So I saw this big ass truck. I shit you not. This big ass truck with these like containers and pipes and everything and gas tanks. My man was like, run to the street. And now most sane people wouldn't think, run into the direction of a oncoming gigantic truck. No, me, I did that shit. I ran right into the street. Like, that was like the best idea I ever had. I ran right into the street, right? Then I looked at the truck, I was like, I'm finna fucking die. He stopped. Leave that boy alone. Another cop pulled up. A woman. Yeah, y'all some punk ass niggas. Boy, I grabbed that woman cop with the strength of a god. She's like, what's wrong? You need a ride? You need a lift? I'm like, yes. She's like, okay, hop in. Where you need to go? This was like the most pitiful thing I ever felt in my life. When I pointed at the gate that led to my door, and all she did was this. I got out and ran around, got in the house. I felt shitty because I was literally almost at my. I was only a couple of blocks down the street from my. Not even down the street. I was a couple of maybe feet away from my house. And this ain't even the first time that shit happened. So that happened. Yeah, again, I didn't cry. Until I told my mama. I told mama what happened. And she's like, are you okay? I'm like, I bust out crying. Cause that shit hurt. I almost died. Niggas beating on me again. I ran in the street, almost killed myself. That's a lot to take in, I'm traumatized from that shit. So it was like, told her what happened. Once again, she was watching my cousins. I'm at home alone. So I told her what happened, just so much bullshit. So after that, I talked to my uncle. He put it in, I think it was him that instilled into my head that it was okay for me to fight back. Because I had this idea in my head. When I see Leonard again, and the disclaimer, the individual that got me jumped is Leonard Anderson. I'm not going to speak any more about that. I had no quarrel with the man because I didn't know him like that. We were just classmates. I had no quarrel with the man. So when I get back to school, I'm looking for them. I want to ask them why. Because like I said, I'm a pacifist. I like to talk things out. I want to find him so I can ask him why he was dodging and avoiding me. And I promise you, I saw him once, but I couldn't do nothing about it because I was at like the honor roll breakfast or whatever that bullshit was. I saw him and like he saw me and he went back up the stairs. I literally wanted to talk to him. Even when I finally got a chance to talk to him, I walked up to him and I looked him dead in his eyes and he laughed in my face. I wanted to talk to him. I wanted to ask him, why did you put me through that situation? He laughed in my face. He laughed in my fucking face. And he said, don't do this. Don't do what? I want to talk to you. And you laughing in my face like this is a joke. You put me in a situation where I could have died. And all I remember was I was punching him. Just Just kept punching him. Kept punching him. He tried to, I don't know whatever he tried to do. Threw him against the computer. Just kept punching him. Threw him on the ground, kept punching him. And like the whole time that happened, I stepped out of my body. Like I was watching the whole I got promise you. If I can explain what happened, it was as if my body stepped away from me. And I could see both me punching him and me standing on the sideline watching me punch him. It was like an out of body experience. Like I guess the weak half of me just was like standing there, and the half of me that's like I can't take this no more was like move, ripped off of me and just started beating his ass because I think pretty much my soul left my body and I was just watching my body beat him up. And I mean that was like that's the only thing at that school that I'm known for, the fight with LA. And it wasn't like, it wasn't like I snaked him. I was face to face with him. We were face to face, and he laughed in my face, which I guess triggered me. I guess. I mean, when you go through so much abuse and shit, there's certain things that trigger you. So I guess that triggered me. So after that, we both get in trouble. I told the security guards what happened. I didn't get in trouble. For once in my life, for one, I started a fight. All other times I never started a fight and I got in trouble for starting a fight. For once, I started a fight and I didn't get in trouble. I was pretty happy. Because I knocked his ass out. And I kept hitting him. And he never got a hit in. But I didn't try to hurt the nigga. Like, I pretty much threw, like, blunt blows. Like, he didn't have any bruises. He wasn't hurt. I just wouldn't allow him to hit me. I don't know. I wasn't trying to hurt him. But at the same time, I had to let that steam off. That was some years of steam. So I'm like, yeah. For once, the little guy won. My ass. First of all, I had a really big mouth, and it's like I always think I could find some type of solace in talking to certain people. Now, I was talking to somebody, and it was innocent, but somebody else was listening. This person was friends with him, and literally came up into the room I was in, because I was in school. But this is back in 2011, 2012, when in school was different than Dunbar. I was in school, and it wasn't no trouble, wasn't no strife. But this dude came in, and he specifically got himself in trouble so he can be in the same room as me. I don't remember his name, to be honest. I probably do somewhere in my cerebral cortex, because this is important. This nigga was on this nigga was on dirt with me from the moment I got in there. And I did not suspect it. This nigga was sneaky. So, he just listening to the story I was telling this dude. I wasn't telling too much, because I was only telling the part where it was like, he got me jumped all over some bullshit ass phone. And all over some bullshit ass phone. And so I wanted to talk to him about it. And he laughed in my face, so I hit him. So that other nigga, the one that came in, I guess to him, I snaked him. He literally thought I just jumped, I just came in and snaked him. How has it got to the point where niggas don't fight anymore? To the point where they think if you come to them face to face and you fight them, you snaking them. He didn't have his head turned. I didn't walk up behind him. We had a face-to-face, one-on-one fight. Old school fight. Oh, you snaked Lennar, you did that and the third. Nigga, what? That's how you handle shit. So, I had to get out of that room. I had to get out of that room because shit was getting real. I had to go talk to the security guard and tell them, hey, I don't know what's going on, but I don't feel safe up in there. So I waited for the lady that was in charge, Miss Coleman. Miss Coleman was an angel for me, man. I swear, that woman right there. So Miss Coleman was an angel, and then she was Mrs. Puff from SpongeBob. You remember that episode when he had that bully at the school and Mrs. Puff spoke to the bully? So instead of taking King Drive, because King Drive is where I usually got my ass whooped, I took State. You know, went to State and we're gonna walk down. That whole ride was that walk to the bus was intense. That ride was intense. I should have stayed at school. I should have stayed at school and stayed with my friends. So, and I also had an idea to go to my auntie house, but whatever. So I got off on 60th and State. I'm walking. I look down Wabash. It's a bunch of niggas sitting on the stoop with black jackets. I'm like, call my mama. Hey mom, I'm walking down the street. I'm almost to the house. I'm on Michigan. I'm going towards Indiana. All right, son, be safe. I'm all right. Not more than a couple minutes after I hung up the phone up and slid in my pocket, these niggas come jumping over gates like monkeys. Yeah, that's folks right there. I'm walking towards the street. Cause it's like 4 of them. And like I said, I can fight one-on-one. Like I told you, I can legitimately fight a battle one-on-one. But it's like as soon as I see more than one person, defense kick. I don't kick into fight mode. I kick in defense mode, cause you know it's survive. I don't believe that I can actually do that. I probably could now because I'm a little bit more aggressive than I was before, but like that I couldn't handle that. And it was that dude I told you about, that one dude and the other dude, Malik. I had a class. Only reason why I pretty much found out who they was because one dude had class. The dude that came after me after I went in on Leonard was in my class too. Then the dude that was with him, Malik, it was two other people I do not know. The dude that was with him, Malik, I had a history class with him. Bro, if you gonna attack somebody, don't let it be don't let it be somebody that you know gonna get you. Like I'm a snitch. If you coming for me, I'm a snitch. I'm a snitch like a motherfucker. Cause first of all, if you don't get me the first time, it's dead and gone. If something else happened, I'm not gonna snitch because I don't put myself in the position to get in trouble for other people's problems. But if you attacking me, nigga, you going down. So both of their ass, I picked them out of the yearbook because you know we had I got pictures taken for the IDs. Picked their ass out of that book. They got in trouble. Both of them got arrested. Malik pled. I don't know. I think Malik pled against old dude because he didn't get arrested. He got off and he just left the state. But I don't know. It's whatever. Dude got arrested. He gone. But that shit irritated me because they beat me up and down the street. This is me, still fat, got a weird ass book bag with one strap because of fucking book bag. I fucking didn't have a lot of money. Weird ass book bag with one strap, and then I'm wearing boots, bro. Boots in the fucking spring, summertime. I'm wearing black boots. It was Rugged Outbacks from Payless, G. Rugged Outbacks from Payless. I'm wearing these boots and I'm running down the street. They laughing at my ass. Like, I ain't getting nowhere. I ain't really go no. I'm wearing boots and a broken ass backpack and I'm wearing a jacket too. I ain't getting nowhere. So they laughing at me. I'm running into oncoming traffic. So I'm like, I'm about to get hit. I'm about to die. Motherfuckers like, move out the way. Some people was laughing at me. Like, I was finna get my ass beat. They laughing at me. That tactic that I tried before did not work. So I'm getting beat up and down the street. I get past Indiana. My dumb ass went into a gate. Then Malik tried to grab me. I pulled away. He got a few jabs in. And I got out of the fucking gate. Because you can't put yourself in an enclosed area. So I doubled back out the gate. And it's this white woman in this red nice ass car. I stopped her. She's like, are you okay? Can you help me? Can you help me? Can you call the police? They're jumping on me. She's like, okay, hold on. They ran away. Thank you. And I went in the house. Strategy. Strategy works every time. So after that, told Miss Coleman, she came over, did the damn thing, boom, boom, boom. Never had another problem after that. But niggas was always bothering me and my buddies. Like, I was a lookout because by this time I was so fucking paranoid. It didn't make no goddamn. This is my sophomore year, so like the end of that year and then on the beginning of the sophomore year, I was paranoid like a motherfucker because it was groups of niggas that would approach us with hostile intent. And we had to evade. It was only maybe 5 or 6 of us, and about 10 of them, 10 plus. It was always we would always practice. We would train everything. But I'm paranoid and I can't really deal with groups. Even though I got a group of friends, the best thing I can do for them is tell them, hey, let's get the fuck out of here. Because I hung out with people who had issues too. The not so cool kids, the nerds, the geeks, the lames, whatever. I hung out with them because they were cool. They are accepting of you. You awkward or weird? Come on over here, boy. You play video games? Yeah. Boy, let me show you something. We can play video games in school. You can do what? It was I felt comfort with them. And I found the way to be in school without feeling past examples, bullshit. But, so I'm sitting there okay, okay. Life was rocky for me. So, where am I at now? I'm 21. Still don't have a fear of death. It's even worse now. Shit, happened. I broke out of my fear of groups. So, I broke out of my fear of groups. But I can't express myself for shit. I can't talk to my mama. Can't talk to my I'm not even gonna mention him, but I can't talk to my mom. I can't really express myself. My emotions are fucked up. The things I cry for are fucked up. And whenever I think about what happened to me, it makes me want to cry. But all I get is that feeling. Maybe one little line across my eye, but when I blink, it goes away. But I'm broken, G. I'm gonna be honest. I'm a broken man. Very broken. I'm very passionate, very loving, very affectionate. That comes from other shit. But at most, if I keep talking about myself, it's not going to be for an interesting video. But for those who wonder, who wondered about, me as a person, why is he so weird? He's weird, he's crazy, he's awkward, I'm not saying that. First of all, I'm not saying that nobody else has had it worse. People have been raped, beat, abused, all type of shit. But I'm messed up on a mental level. Fuck physical. I'm messed up on a mental level. So I kind of follow along with people that has been raped, abused, and beat. Cause I have been beat, but it's not like I just been beat. I've been broken. People try to reshape me in the image that they wanted. It just don't work. You can't put together broken glass in a different image. You're going to end up cutting yourself, and you're just going to end up giving up on it. So, the fact of the matter is, I never got a chance to truly become the person that I may have been. And instead, I'm stuck with this. But I'm proud of who I am. Whatever. 21, got a kid, got a halfway decent job. Not really complaining too much. Ooh.